Let's go. Hi, welcome to the Required Podcast number 3. I've already forgotten. It's been a long day.
Oh my.
I'm Brandon. Oh yeah, Beard is at the top. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. He didn't know.
I'm
He
Brandon.
didn't know.
Sorry, I didn't.
Let me hold
No.
on. Let me cut introductions for a second because
Yes.
Tiffany is no longer able to be on the podcast due to scheduling changes. So we are right now we're gonna have Bearded, and hopefully if he wants to fill in every Sunday, that would be dope. I'd be totally down to do that. But anyway, I'll let you introduce yourself, then we'll go down the list. So go ahead, Bearded.
Hi, I am Bearded. Tiffany is no longer going to be on here, so they've offered me the position if I would like to, and everything else.
I literally could not have said it better myself.
I'm Cody.
And I'm Gelf, also known as Athan.
There you go. All right, we made it, everybody. Dude, the
We
intros are always the
survived
hardest.
the introductions.
That's a
Introduction
struggle.
is so difficult because every time
It's
I'm like,
always
"Man,
it's so awkward. It's like different. It's weird.
this
So,
one thing."
Does it go in alphabetical order, or
No,
how's-
we decided to do
Yes,
top to
kinda.
bottom on Discord, and it is
Yeah.
that is technically alphabetical. Yeah, you're right. I think
We
about it.
forgot you were new, and like usually I'm at the top, and I clicked over and it was like Beard. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, I looked over as I was like, I'm Brandon. Oh no!
Yeah, oh. That was funny.
No, it's all good. Wow. One thing I was wanting to talk about last week, and I totally spaced on it because we're talking about postal stuff, is that
Yeah.
United States Postal Service is losing Amazon entirely.
Yeah.
really?
Not just packages on Sunday,
Which
but
is insane.
entirely. So
They finally went to that like Uber-esque package delivery system or whatever, or did they finally put the drones in the air?
both, I guess.
They're
I haven't
supposed
heard
to create
anything
their
about
own
the drones,
factory or
but
some shit here. Their own warehouse system.
yeah. So it's in. I think they've said Nebraska. There's neighboring states. There's Nebraska and Missouri, I think. I think Nebraska has gone completely Amazonless, and we are probably next, pretty much, because just about 5 minutes north of me, they're building a distribution center purely for Amazon, and they're going to be delivering their own packages in their Amazon vans. Like, they're just going to straight up deliver. And their Amazon Prime is going from 2-day shipping to 1-day shipping because
Oh
of
hell
that.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, oh, great.
I'm excited for
Thanks,
that.
everybody. I support the. Yeah, I'm glad you support my job security.
Hey,
No,
you'll
I'm
still
kidding.
have a job. Hey, you shut it.
I will.
Oh no,
You government guys.
Millennials are killing the wine industry. Millennials are killing the folded napkin industry. What about Amazon sons of bitches?
Yeah, you dicks.
Now, what's going to happen is since I'm so far in the seniority list, like I'm what they call a CCA. I'm about to become a regular here in a few months, and basically anybody who just got hired may be dropping off. Like, I'm talking brand new hire, and hiring's probably going to be frozen for a little while, but they're going to, like,
Dang.
they're talking a lot of overhaul in the postal service because
Yeah, because they would have to
packages
change
make a
like,
big difference in time.
Yeah.
It's gigantic. It is the biggest time spent that
Wow.
that we do day to day is packages, because sometimes they're too big, so that means we have to drive them off, because we walk a lot of our routes, so it's not necessarily always driving up to their houses and such. And Christmas, I don't want to do Christmas again. They can have it. You have no fucking idea how bad that
just
is.
nuts for like 4 days, just crazy.
So just imagine, you're working your route, you get an average of like 40 packages on your route a day, blah blah blah, and all of a sudden you're like,
Per day?
yeah, and they're like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
here's
that's
a lot.
120, and you're just like, what the fuck? Like,
What?
how am I gonna do this? And like you're like, oh, I literally cannot fit my LLV. Like, there's no room for all these packages.
You just sit on top with like a leash or
Yeah.
something tied to the steering wheel.
Just start
But-
chucking packages.
The cool. See, I'm for the idea, but I'm also against it because it's like it's taking work from me, but also I've been working 8-9 days in a row, and I'm
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
tired.
Yeah.
You
for
want to
months
get to
on end.
that,
But-
5 days and then have the weekend or something.
Yeah, like
something like that. Yeah.
Our
I
Sundays.
actually have a bookstore story, so when we get a chance, I gotta tell you this story.
Good.
Sure.
That old lady one was
Um,
awesome.
So like our Sundays are purely for delivering Amazon packages. So if we lose Amazon, and see, the thing is by the time we lose Amazon, I will become a regular, so this won't matter. But the CCAs after me will no longer have to do Amazon Sundays, so they'll always have a Sunday off. And I'm like,
So,
damn it! Like, I wanted that forever.
well,
You're
you
gonna be
being a
the man.
CCA, yeah. So you
You're gonna
being
be
a
the guy
CCA,
back in my old.
yes,
Yeah.
there's so many of those guys in the postal service. It's unreal, and I'm gonna become one of them. great.
So you
a walker with little hooks on the side so you can put your mailbag on.
Hey,
just
my
to go
legs
slow,
work.
they give you the slowest route. It's just
Dude, there's some routes.
So
sorry.
if you become the main like a main carrier, a regular, will you have to? Is there still regular mail on Sundays? A lot of it to where you will still do your route on Sundays,
No,
or is it mainly packages? So no one will work Sundays.
On Sundays, it's only Amazon packages. Regular carriers since the dawn of time have never worked Sundays.
Oh, that's why you work Sundays.
They work Monday through Saturday. All regulars have automatic Sundays off, and then one random day.
Yeah, because I remember when we used to not get mail on Sundays.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Wow. Okay.
But,
cool.
Also a little side note. I know Cody and I talked about this a little bit, but at the moment, and nobody. This is a fucking huge statistic. 45% of the entire USPS is eligible to retire at this moment.
It's
45%.
They could just dip out, and then they would be screwed.
And then all of a sudden, more jobs for everybody else, huh?
Yeah,
you'd be surprised. A lot of people aren't able to get into the United States Postal Service because you have to take a test to get in, and you have to score pretty high. And not only that, but once you get in, it is fucking difficult. It is one of the hardest jobs that I've ever started. But once you get it, you're like, oh, this is fucking easy. But I mean, it is absolutely brutal. But
but that would be terrible if they get this like at Spirit right now. The reason they did these giant hires the last year or two is because most of their workforce, like thousands of them, are up for retirement in the next few years. So they're trying to get people trained, like younger people in and trained and to start the job so that when they leave, because most people don't stick around factory type work. They usually dip out when they can retire. And so they started to do that because they're just waiting for just thousands of people to be like, all right, we're done at the end of this year. It's gonna be so nuts. And I can imagine for the Postal Service, like if they just get a big group that just randomly say they're done, then they would just have to hire, and then their almost standards would have to drop just a little, not drop, but they would have to like let some stuff go that they wouldn't normally keep someone, you know?
They wouldn't do that. They put that burden on CCAs so hard. It's unreal.
Yeah.
And I have a nice
job,
station.
You know?
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Maybe that was the actual reason for dropping Amazon. Too many people complained and said, we're going to walk out. No more Amazon Sundays.
No. Yeah,
it was Amazon's choice.
Yeah. They're no longer renewing their contract with us. Like, they're contracted through, USPS saying, hey, this is how much we're going to pay you guys. Basically, this is what you're going to get. Figure it out, kind of thing. We're paying you to do this. You figure it out, and then they're like, oh, it's costing. Like, it's cheaper for us to deliver it, so then we'll do it.
Yeah, they can spend because they're worth so much. They can spend, a few $100 million or whatever it costs to start their own delivery thing right up, and then it's cheaper in the long run for them.
I have one more thing on this.
Yeah.
So a lot of videos surface about like carriers and like people throwing packages and shit. Within the first week of Amazon starting their own like delivery thing, like really kicking it into high gear, lady just like walks up, chucks this like package on the porch, walks back to the driveway, pulls down her pants and pisses on the driveway. It's like what the fuck? It's like, oh my! And then she's like on her phone the whole time too, and she just does not give a fuck. And I'm like, welcome to the delivery service. Hey, have fun dealing with that. Oh god.
So real quick, my story about this. We had just opened for the day. This woman comes in. She asks to find a book, and I said, "Yeah, I'll show you where it is." "Oh no, don't worry about it. I've found it, or I'll find it." I'm like, well, it's kind of our job to show you where it is. So I showed her where it is, and she's like, oh, okay. So she picks it up. She's looking at it, and oh, that's fine. I'm done. You can take off. And I was like, okay. And I know she pulled out her phone. I'm like, okay, she's gonna do a price comparison on Amazon because that's the only fucking reason people have their phones out. Just like a few months before, some woman by the bathroom, which is in the back of the fucking store, says, my network is just so terrible in here. And I said, well, that's because you're in a large concrete building and we have free Wi-Fi. No, I know why you guys don't do it. It's because you don't want us to price check. And I'm like, if you walk 5 feet that way, you'll be fine.
You can walk outside and bring it up and then bring it back in. What are you talking about?
We have free goddamn Wi-Fi. Connect to it, bitch. Anyway.
You're gonna steal my data and my privacy if I do that.
Yeah, right.
And I go back to the info desk, and I'm talking to my manager because we just opened, so we still got some stuff to do for the day. And the woman walks up that I showed the book, and she says, I'd like to, do you guys price match on Amazon? We're like, no, but we'll price match to our online store, which we don't technically do anymore. We have a new program in place, but that's neither here nor there. And she's like, oh, well, it's $1 cheaper on Amazon. And I'm like, it's $1. You've already driven here. I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, you've driven here, you've spent the gas, you've come into the store, you've gotten here at 9 a.m. in the morning. Like, it's $1, She's like, oh, well, $1's $1, and she just dropped it on the table and walked. I'm like,
wow.
All right,
I'll give you $1
with that,
right? I'll pay the extra $1 for you if you just fucking buy it because you're already here. Not 5 minutes later, I see her walk out with a Mocha Choca Frappuccino thing that I know costs like $6 fucking bucks. And I gave my manager this look like, if I don't leave, I'm going to scream. And he's like, go ahead. So I just walked in the back and just like douche my head against the wall. I thought, oh, I got to tweet about this.
What is your guys's, okay, so if you go to a store, right, and you're going for a specific item and you find the item, what is your threshold? Like, if you do that comparison, what's that, like, is it like, once it's like $5 plus, you're like, I should probably just order it online or whatever, or like, is it like $10 or
like my personal threshold?
Yeah.
For me, if I walk into a store, like if I walked into one of my bookstores, and found the book that I wanted, I would buy it right there, especially if I went to that store to get it. Okay, it's $5 more. I don't give a shit,
Yeah,
of course, I also have a membership, so I get that extra 10% off, which balances out enough that if I went through all of that effort and I would rather read it right now,
especially because you gotta wait on shipping. Yeah, it makes sense to.
Now the other
it's
thing
not
is
a big price difference. No, you're good.
Exactly. No, exactly.
Yeah.
Now, with the way that my bookstore works is the bookstore, the brick and mortar is bound by list price. What the publisher says we have to sell it for, that's what we have to sell for. That's why the membership is there. That's why we give out so many fucking coupons. You can save like 60% on a book as long as you pay attention to your goddamn email. But online, we can be competitive. So our online prices are sometimes cheaper depending on if you've got the membership and blah, blah, blah. And it's free shipping. So you'll get your book in 2-3 days for free if you have the fucking membership, which is $25 a year instead of $120 a fucking year. Thanks, Amazon. Sorry, I'm going off on a little bit of rant here. But the other thing is we have this system in place now where you can go on your site, say, oh, it's available in this store. I'm going to buy it at the online price and then run over to the store and just pick it up.
Well, you have that?
We have that now. Yes, you can do it through the website. And it's like, fucking use that, you son of a bitch.
Well, it's like the older people just want to go get it. And if it's not at the price that they think about, man, older generation.
That $2. Yikes. Oh, that's a little pricey for me.
The older generation are like the easiest people to work with on the planet because they understand how shit works, or they don't care. They're the ones that clean out the fucking bargain section, or they get their hardcover bestsellers on the day of release and they don't care.
It's kind of like our parents' generation. Yeah.
Exactly. But it's the generation just above mine, like the ones that are like late 40s, 50s, etc. Yep. They're like, why don't you have this book that went out of print 20 years ago? Why can't I want the online price? Okay.
I think you answered your own question. Have a good day. Bye.
Would you like to talk to my manager, Karen? Like,
I am the manager.
Right.
Got that haircut.
Damn. Karen's haircut.
Yeah, the Karen haircut.
Anyway, that was my rant. That was my story. Over $1 she didn't get this book.
Wow, that's ridiculous, man. $1.
I had $1 on me too. I would have been like,
just here, have it. Just buy the book.
Now I've just made too big of a fuss. I should just go. It's like, come on, man. Just take the book, please buy the book.
God,
man. So we went to my cousin's wedding last night, yesterday.
Oh yeah,
rather. And it's a Star Wars themed wedding, May the 4th. classy. It was really good.
Yeah, it was awesome.
But anyway, so I went to the zoo, saw some animals, this and that. I'm getting to the very end of the night from the game that we played last night. What was that called? Was that called
Bucket of Doom?
Bucket of Doom was such a fun fucking game. We had it was, let's see, it was me, Cody, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There was like what, 6 of us, 7 of us? It was six of us were playing. So the way this card game worked is so you would draw like 8 cards, and it would have a whole bunch of random objects on them, ranging from very basic things to sexual things to just
Osama
people
bin Laden beard,
a picture of Steve Buscemi.
It was just...
So anyway,
yeah.
So the object of this game was you have these are your escape plans.
Scenario cards. Yeah.
Yeah, and so you would read off these cards and it would say like one of them was you're in a cage underwater and the door falls off and there's a shark outside. What object do you use to escape?
Yeah.
And then everyone has to play, we have to sell your story kind of thing on how you would escape. And like sometimes I just wouldn't have an escape plan. And like one time there was an avalanche coming and mine was I pulled out my picture of Steve Buscemi and caressed him one last time, and prayed that he'll come save me from this avalanche because I didn't have the other objects. But and at the end of the round, everyone chooses.
I voted for yours.
They give each other their card as a vote, and then whoever gets the most votes gets the scenario card. Whoever gets 3 scenario cards wins, kind of deal. And I've never laughed so hard in my life.
Yeah,
you have to get so imaginative and creative with what you're gonna do. Like,
it's like Cards Against Humanity, except you have to explain why your answer is that.
It sounds like a game called Red Flags. Have y'all ever played that?
No.
Oh my god, it's phenomenal. It's kind of like Cards Against Humanity, but you're building a date for someone.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
So it's like
that could be
bad. Hell yeah.
Well, it's like this guy has an amazing body. He drives a Lamborghini, but his feet smell like Limburger cheese. Or
God.
Somebody else plays a card like, he's got a great body, he's got a great car, but he sleeps in his mother's arms at night and calls her mommy. And you have to decide which of those downsides you're willing to go with.
Oh wow.
It's hilarious. Or a girl, whatever gender. Or
There's
if you're a
pretty
girl
good
and you want a girl, that's how it goes.
Yeah. Like there's on one of them, it was like you're in the Salem witch era, and you have a wart on your nose, and they're getting ready to burn you. And so like my thing was, I pop out my Razor scooter and I pedal away. I just start scooting away from them. It was so funny. There's some good ones.
Mine was I put on a fake Taliban beard, and the reason that they don't burn me was because all women back then were witches, and I looked like a man, so they wouldn't burn me. I won that round.
Oh shit, that one was funny. Oh yeah.
What was this game called again? What was
Bucket of Doom. I sent a link in the Discord. The RP links. I'm gonna get it.
It's really good. I'm gonna buy it too.
Are you gonna buy it off of Amazon?
Well, I liked how clean the website looked compared to other people's.
Wait, can you do anything on Amazon anymore since they're affecting your job? Do you just hate them now?
Oh shit. Well, until September.
You gotta go get a store now.
I don't actually buy I don't buy books off of Amazon because I have
you can price match
way too many resources. Well, no, I have way too many resources at home. I can go to my job, or we've got tons of used bookstores in the area, independent bookstores. So why not get a book that's already in circulation?
Any of that here?
If you need a book, fucking contact me. I will hook you up.
My girlfriend really wants to start reading. She really wants some cool stuff to read. Yeah, she's been looking online. I'm like, we'll get some stuff. I'm not good at that. I don't read. Yeah, I don't read.
Call
really,
my people.
There are call my people. Call my agents. I'll get a hold of you.
There are some good bookstores around Wichita here.
Is there?
It's really hard to find them. As a mailman, you're like, I have no idea this was ever here. And when I deliver into them, I'm like, man, this place is fucking cool. But I don't get to look around because I'm working.
Yeah, you don't.
I want to stop in.
Hey, the smells are free. Open up a book, just go.
There's a cafe in there. You're damn right, smells are free.
Oh my god, I love that smell. There's this down by I don't remember all the roads here, but like I used to live as a kid. It was a big thing in our mine and my brother's lives, but Rutan down in Wichita. It's like
Rutan and what? Because I deliver on Rutan all the time. I guarantee
okay,
you.
Well, just around that area, down by there's like a
obviously Rutan
Ace
by the way
Hardware?
goes.
No, yeah, but there's in that. It's hard to describe because I don't. That's the only road I knew.
There's a lot of Rutan, man.
Yeah. Fuck, that's what I'm saying. Like Rutan, there's like a big office buildings. They have like new lofts down there and condos and shit.
Okay,
Like,
so
they
now you're
destroyed my old house.
descriptions. You're giving descriptions like an old redneck man. Like, hey,
I don't
go
know
down
where
here to the left
it
of the street.
I left there when I was like fucking 10. I don't remember anything.
Let's see.
But there's a school down
Ace
there. It's
Hardware.
like Rutan.
Is it Rutan and First? Rutan and Douglas? Sorry, I'm just
one of them. I don't know. But
well,
around that area, I remember this. There used to be this shop where you can go in, and they had like a bunch of. When I was younger, I don't know if it's still there, but they had like a bunch of nerdier stuff. It was cool. Like you could walk in, they had comic books and they had D&D dice and all this stuff. It was pretty sweet.
Okay,
I mean,
so
it was a long time ago. I don't know if it's still there, but
I have another story about this. I think you guys are gonna like. So my cousin, he's like an extreme sports guide. You know, like the kind of dude that like takes tourists up in like a helicopter and they snowboard down a mountain. That sort of shit.
Holy crap!
He's hardcore. He's pretty fantastic. Well,
that's hardcore.
He was sent to this place like in Kentucky. It was like one of these really big, long hiking trail things, and he got there a few days early, to settle in and get figure his way around. And he's trying to find the grocery store in this little ass town. So he walks up to this guy who's sitting on his porch. He says, Sir, do you mind if I ask you a question? Guy looks up at him and goes, yeah. Like my cousin just like goes, oh God.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. Where's your grocery store? Huh? Oh, your grocery store, sir? Huh?
That's when I walk away. That's when I leave.
Yep.
No,
okay,
what he said was, where do you buy your food? Oh, it's down there. You take
Oh God.
Oh no. He's deep in the woods in Kentucky. Oh no.
Oh, fucking like straight up legit true story.
Sorry if you're from Kentucky and listening to this.
It was a little itty bitty town and an old dude sitting on a porch. Yeah. Not a generalization of society.
Was that old dude playing a banjo?
That's deep Kentucky though. Yeah, he's spitting in a jar. Oh no.
I actually have a bumper sticker that says paddle faster, I hear banjos.
Yeah. Before.
Paddle.
Can you tell me which way town is? Yeah, it's back the way you came.
Yeah, it's back the way you came, mister.
Can you tell me where society is?
Yeah. Is there a Walmart?
No,
Brain
fuck
explodes.
Walmart too, dude.
No,
Fuck
just
Walmart.
because that's always in spots where it's not a small town.
I would normally agree with you, but my little sister went to college down in Arkansas, and that's where I think it's Arkansas, or it's the Ozarks, wherever that is. And they have the original Walmart there, and I swear to God, it's like
the original?
The original, yeah, and it's like a dollar store fucked up Pomida. It's disgusting. She sent me pictures. And Pomida's pretty disgusting already. So
the original one, it's got to be rough. They've definitely grown a little bit.
Hey, I remember my town over here. We didn't have Walmart for the longest time. We traveled like 20 miles, and the Walmart there was in the mall.
You travel 20 miles to go anywhere, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how far away are you from the biggest town? What'd you say?
An hour and a half.
You're in a small town, man.
Yeah, man. I mean,
you're like the backwoods of Kentucky, except for you're New Mexico.
Those are our direction. You keep on going down this dirt road, and you'll pass the second cattle guard on the left.
But Bearded, do you know where to buy your food?
Oh shit! I just realized something.
Shit.
Yeah,
I just realized something. Hold on.
You're solid.
So,
you're made.
I just noticed something, and I'm gonna fix this like post production kind of shit. So I just looked over. No, I just looked over, and I fixed Bearded's picture, and I look over, and I'm like, oh shit, he's not Hot Slice. Whoops.
Oh, you gotta change the name.
So much for that 30 seconds you spent fixing shit, dude.
I know. I was like, why did that? I was legitimately thinking that. I'm sitting here looking through Amazon, listening to you guys, and I was like, man, why did that go so quick? And I look over, and I was like,
You're looking at your competitor right now.
No, I had a question for Gelf.
Wow.
It's a okay. I found.
Prize
I don't know.
matching over there.
No. No. I found a D100 Do you use that for anything?
A D100? No, that's a gimmick.
I was about to say that's crazy.
That looks ridiculous.
74. What?
What you use like 2 D10s or something, and one is like the first, one is, or no, it's a D.
Oh my god, that thing is insane, dude. What? Wow, that's gotta have like the smallest like area of landing on any number. That's so crazy.
What's up with the little person behind it?
Well, you know.
Don't pay attention to that. I have no idea.
No,
It's for good luck.
Really cool.
You know?
Look up. I think they're called barrel dice.
Barrel
I'm gonna look 'em up.
dice.
Barrel. Nice.
So yeah, if you
Oh
Google
my
barrel
god,
dice,
what is
and
that?
that very first one, like they're oblong instead of like
I
even-sided shapes or whatever. Those are fucking cool. So you see
I
the
think I
one
looked
if
it up. Yeah.
if you're
Are
looking
they
at
blue,
the
red, and green?
well, they can be whatever color they want. But if you do a 100 roll, you take one that's got double digits on it. So it's got 2 zeros, a 10, a 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, etc. And then you take a D10, which is 1 to 0 or 1 to 10, and you roll both of those to get a 100 roll.
I don't think I'm on the right one. I don't know.
I don't think
This thing looks. This
Flash
thing looks
roll.
wicked.
1D100.
found one that looks like a top. That's kind of cool.
What? Let's see.
That's
Thank
them.
you.
Yep, those are them.
That it? That's,
Whoa, what is
Oh.
that?
Those
No,
are
you
barrel
want to see what
dice.
I found? This is.
For
Doesn't
you
make
audio
sense. And-
listeners, we're
know,
linking
I was
each
gonna
other
say.
things in
Well,
Discord.
okay, so they can follow along. We say, "Oh, have you seen a D100?" That's your cue to look up a D100 really quick. Hey, have you seen barrel dice? That's your cue
Yeah.
to look up barrel
Look at
dice.
the thing I typed in. It doesn't make sense in life.
That's not
No.
at all.
So, and I
That's like
saw
a really
random
crazy
blink-
game of
Yeah,
Yahtzee.
Yeah.
Oh.
You have to count so many things that doesn't even make sense.
Wait,
I
Wow.
know attacks that
100
would probably require that
dice?
many D6s. 100 D6s?
Really?
Oh, fuck yeah. Well, not quite that much, but when you get into like level 20
hey!
or mythic levels,
these are-
yeah.
What are the weird ones that I found? Oh no.
This is the. Oh, whoa.
Oh, that's kind of cool. The little ones like
That's
shaped
cool
like short
looking.
swords.
you gotta say what you found. Make it a
Oh,
little bit easier for everybody.
5d6 short sword.
5d6 short sword.
Nightshade. Nightshade.
Oh, these are cool.
They look really cool. Holy crap.
Everybody listen, just take our word that they're cool.
Yeah, or look it up.
Those things,
Let's ping.
the
No,
shipping
no,
on that
don't-
costs almost as
don't.
much as the damn object. Oh my god.
Dude, I know. It's half the price of the.
$15 and $9 in shipping.
No,
Cool.
perfect.
So here's
Well,
the thing about
Amazon.
playing D&D or Pathfinder or whatever, especially in Pathfinder in 3.5, you have to have a quote-unquote fuckload metric of dice because you've got so many different fucking things you're rolling. Now there are other campaigns that don't use that many, like 5e doesn't use quite as many dice because you're not
Yeah.
getting into the same as insane of numbers.
Right.
But if you don't have at least a bag, like a Crown Royal bag full of dice, you're not doing it right.
Cody's got a couple of
So-
those. Hey, can I have one of those?
So, like, us three were the ones that were talking to you about setting up a D&D thing. What would be something you would start us off on if we're, like, definitely, I'm fairly new, and Bearded, I think, is fairly new.
Well, I mean, we gotta make our
Really good.
characters.
I've heard the
Yeah, that's what I'm
5e is
saying,
pretty
like,
simple though. It's kind
Start with the characters, but then do, like, what would we start on? The 5e, probably?
Hold on. Hold on.
5e is very. Oops, sorry.
Hold on. Sorry. Do you guys want to start an adventure? Just a
I do.
small,
Dude,
like,
I'm-
hour session. We could,
Oh
like.
fuck! No. Hold on.
No,
You
it's
can't
more than
do
an hour. You
an
can't
hour.
do an hour. No.
I
Let
know.
me tell you something.
I'm trying to
Last
make this
night-
as simple as possible
No,
because
like
the
last
thing
night
is,
in
Dude, we can make
Pathfinder,
that
Go
we
ahead.
fought moths for 3 hours.
Oh
We
my
cannot do-
god!
Holy shit.
I'm sorry,
Okay,
Consul.
we're not that intense.
I mean,
Not
I'll
yet.
do it.
We gotta
but,
learn.
You know, I'm tossing some ideas.
I'm
but
down
the
for
thing is,
whatever.
The thing is, there's only one person that is going to lead that, so I don't want to be like, hey, let's start
Yeah,
doing this, and then be like, she'll be like,
No.
oh, I don't have fucking time
It's
for
definitely
this shit.
on
Oh
her
my
schedule.
God.
Yeah, 100%.
So,
And how she wants to do it. It's all on her.
I don't, man, that's a hell of a time frame to fit in just to fight 10 or 3, God
Well,
damn it, 3 hours a
wouldn't be
month.
It wouldn't be that crazy. Although I don't know, if her being the dungeon master, who knows what she'll throw at us.
Most of my campaigns are fairly loosey goosey as far as the rules are concerned
cool.
when I'm leading.
Just remember
Mostly
to
That's more
because
fun,
I have
yeah.
well, I get a lot of people that are learning. You know, they're learning the
Yeah.
campaign, they're learning the series. But what I usually do is I focus a lot more on puzzles, and when you do get into a battle,
That's
it's a lot of
cool.
environmental options, you know, that you can
That's
use.
cool. I like that.
We fought a dragon once, and I made sure to describe the cavern as having stalactites on the ceiling, and they're like, "Huh? So if I go up here and I go cast this, da 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 da," and I'm like, "Yes, perfect." You knock the stalactites off the ceiling, and they crash down on the dragon, and I rolled the dice behind my
nice.
little DM shield, and I was like, "Holy fuck, that's a lot of damage." Put those up there.
That's cool. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
We'd have to do do a little thing and create our people first, but that's something we're
We can do
definitely.
that one
I
on
want to
one.
do
Yeah.
really
Work
bad. I
together.
freaking love that.
It'd be great.
Do you think an hour would fit character creation?
No,
Yikes!
not
Really?
with new players.
Wow.
In fact, it would probably take me an hour. If I built your characters ahead of time, gave them to you, it would probably take me
No.
an hour to
No.
tell you how it all works.
I wouldn't want
Okay,
to do that
maybe
anyway.
40
Well, we could create that as a different show on the channel and it'd be a D&D.
What?
type.
XP grind, one-on-one. Let's learn something.
Yeah.
I can
mean,
definitely listen and learn for sure.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I'd have
let's-
to.
we can talk about D&D and teach stuff and this and that. But yeah, I mean, I'd be totally down to be making something like a D&D type show, but that's a lot of time to allocate. Because with work and my work
Yeah.
schedule, if any time before 6 p.m. at night is unstable for me. So it's
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
by the time I get home,
Well-
6:30, and by the time I have to get to bed, 10. It's like, oh.
Let me
What'd you do
take
all night? Oh, I fought
campaign.
moths for fucking 6 hours. Took a lot longer
Hey,
than I
man,
thought
but
it was
it's
going to
still
take.
cool. It's more fun than you think.
Oh,
Even
no,
if
no, don't get me wrong.
it's a long
I'm sure.
series, it would still
Yeah.
be really fun.
Yeah, I'm sure it's great, and it looks fun. It sounds fun. It's just I'm like, man,
Sounds really
I don't want to start something that I can't finish. Essentially.
Well, I can start. What I can do is I have a couple of homebrew campaigns that I've created, and I have a couple of pre-made campaigns that I can slim down. If we've got a window of 3 hours or something that we want to play, and we can do the character creation beforehand, then yeah, I could do
Yeah.
that. That's easy. That's definitely
Easy
doable.
on a Sunday for me. That's easy.
So, do you mess with your campaign based on which characters are, I guess, starting in it, or?
I absolutely
like the
do.
types. Yeah. I was
Okay,
gonna say,
that's
yeah.
I
okay. That's what it
will-
seems like.
That's cool. That's
I will
cool.
change. Even if you're in the middle of combat, depending on what rules we've set ahead of time. Normally, my games, I'm very, like I said, I'm very loosey goosey. I want you guys to have fun more than I want to kick your ass, which is not the case for a lot of DMs. But if I start to see hey, I created this thing that's way too strong and you guys aren't handling it well, what I'll do is I'll lower its damage so you have a chance to figure it out. So it might
some
take longer to
World of
kill it,
Warcraft
Cool.
fucking
but you
late
can.
Yeah.
patch shit going on here. Gotcha. Oh, I need to talk
Yeah,
to
that would
somebody
be cool.
to remove the buff. I gotcha. Or the debuff, rather.
But after that, if I give you that freebie and you guys are all like, "Oh, I'm just gonna keep using this attack," then I'm gonna
Better
fucking
die then.
smash you.
yeah. Well, we tried to teach you. Okay, you're dead.
I'm sorry, Tyrion, but I think I
That
can fight the
sounds
Lich
cool.
King on my own. Sorry, only a handful of people are gonna get that one.
I have no clue.
Got it. I got it.
Yeah, there's one person. Me and Bear are like, ha 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 ha.
Good one, my buddy.
Totally agree.
Yeah, that would be cool. I just need we need to pick a time to where we can pick our characters, create our characters together. Especially because I don't know anything about it, so I don't know the limits on what you can do and all that stuff, and then
I'm in the same
what
boat as
dice we
Cody.
need. Yeah, and what dice we need so we can go get them.
Well, the thing is we could do it in Roll20, and the rolling is built in. It's easy peasy. We would just
What's
do
that?
it there.
Let's roll 20.
Roll20. Okay, so there's two different major options for running an online campaign. Roll20 is browser based. It's a little bit
Oh.
janky.
Yeah.
They don't have a lot of the content built into it. Some things you have to put in yourself. But once it's set up, all you do is you click something and it rolls your attack, it
Oh,
rolls your
that's
crits, it rolls
cool.
your
Oh,
stuff.
nice.
Oh, so you don't
But
have to physically
Fantasy
roll.
Grounds-
It just
Yeah,
digital
so
dice.
okay. That's
Digital
cool.
dice.
Fantasy Grounds is a program and it looks fucking phenomenal. They've been working with their beta testers and their alpha testers, things like that, to make sure that it's it's got as much as is seemingly possible. It runs as smoothly as it can. It looks really good. Like it's got like the parchmenty woody feel sort of thing, like you're playing at an actual table. If I run a campaign, I'd like to run it on that, but yeah, you have to buy it.
But what's it called?
What's the price?
Fantasy Grounds. I'll bring it up.
Yeah.
Listeners, go ahead and Google it.
Yeah, I'm definitely down to especially because this is something I definitely.
Oh, it's
$40 for a basic license, and then I think it's $120. No, it's like $100 for the ultimate license.
$4 monthly, $40 one price, $10 monthly, $150 one price for ultimate.
I mean, we could do the monthly just at the beginning until
you don't
especially
need an
for
ultimate.
us.
Only your DM needs the ultimate if you want to go that
really?
route. In fact, you guys can actually play with demo accounts if I have the right account purchased, which I think I do.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think there's a demo. You'll have to go to the site and check it out.
$4 a month.
Would something like this work on like a tabletop simulator?
There are some plugins.
I mean,
for
I know
tabletop,
it'd be kind of but
goofy, yeah.
Well, you can, and there are modules for it. They're just not as polished, and they don't run quite as smooth. From what I understand, if I'm wrong, please link me to it. Twitter is @GelfTTV. Let me know, because I am totally willing to learn and work with something that's free or cheaper.
Oh yeah.
But honestly, Roll20 is free already.
Okay.
So if we were to not use Fantasy Grounds, we'd use Roll20.
Cool.
I'm gonna go ahead and bookmark these for later. I'm gonna browse around in them.
Yeah,
afterwards.
these are definitely really cool. I'm interested. I'm super interested.
Assume we would be playing 5th edition, because it's just easier to get into, and you guys do not need me to throw mechanics at you every 5 seconds. I want to sneak past this guy. Okay, well, you have to roll a stealth check, and then he has to roll an opposing perception check. But if you fail, then you have this one feat that allows you to re-roll at a -2 disadvantage. But just don't even worry about it.
So what'd you guys do tonight? I walked down a single hallway tonight. Woo!
Yeah, it took 4 hours to get down the hallway. My guy wanted to move backwards and forwards.
And then I tripped on my laces. Dexterity was not there.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. That's good.
But yeah, I can build you guys something. I can
I'm
build
so
you
down.
We'll get through in 3. You know what?
I'm
We'll do
super
a
excited.
single room escape room type thing, and we can get it done in
Ooh.
3 hours easily.
Oh,
That'd be fun.
That'd be cool.
that's a challenge.
Ooh,
I'll do it. I'll design it.
Ain't no
stick it
challenge,
to you
bruh.
guys.
we got this.
Brains.
You guys are severely underestimating Gelf's puzzle power here.
No, I'm not. No, because she plays puzzle games all the time. I am definitely not. I
I'm
can't
overestimating
imagine.
myself, is what it is.
Yes, yeah, that's what I'm doing. Yeah. Oh man.
Almost
I
terrifying.
am nothing if not a benevolent DM, to be fair.
Just remember to wash your hands.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. Yes. This thing doesn't come on. Okay, I want to hit it with a stick, please.
Yeah.
Is it
Hit
now?
it real
Is
quick.
it a polished stick like a club, or is it a stick you picked off the ground? Well, it's a stick I picked off the ground. Okay, so you're gonna roll an improvised weapon check, and then you're gonna roll the attack roll to see if you hit, and then if it bypasses its AC. See how bad Pathfinder can be? That's Pathfinder.
Yeah,
Ah,
that
fucking
blew my
terrifying.
mind. I don't know what.
I mean, I think it's fine. Yeah, you just roll it. Okay, boom. I rolled a 3. Whoops. Oh, I rolled.
Yeah, we can just roll whatever,
15.
especially if it's on
actually rolled
one
my
of those
dice.
programs. It's you just roll the dice. So
I'm gonna
fun.
start building this tonight. I think.
I have.
Oh my god!
I have a
I'm
D20 in my
excited
hand.
as shit.
I'm gonna roll my own. I mean, listen to this. Boom. 20.
Oh, shit, he's got a dice.
Oh,
Ah!
Dab.
Oh.
Sorry.
There's your
Okay.
only 20 ever.
He rolled a 1. No one knows what he rolled.
I
really.
actually
He
rolled a
1.
20.
He's got super
Oh,
high
fuck
there.
off. I'll roll again.
Excited die
Alright,
is
here-
rolling.
18. Hey, it's for a good.
God damn! I hope the digital dice are horrible with you.
What's funny about Roll20 is I've found, and I don't know if this is true, but I found that if my CPU starts to whir, I have to wait until it calms down before I can roll. Otherwise, I will never get higher than like a 7.
Really?
Ooh,
I
wow.
don't know if it's just
Oh god!
server side or you definitely don't want to have a ton of tabs open while
You're
you're
No,
running
I
it.
won't.
Except
There's
for
a
the fact that you're
penalty.
looking shit up at the same time. So
Yeah, because you're trying to figure stuff. Especially you, like. God dang! Yeah, that's gonna be fun. I'm excited.
I use a notebook actually. I have a DM's notebook, so I have everything written down on paper. So when I'm DMing digitally, I have the basic characters put in, but I run my information from my notepad.
That's cool.
Oh, that's
makes it a lot easier.
Jesus Christ, so much going on here. So
Lol.
I'm gonna kind of branch off here, and this is a horse that's been beaten to death, but it's still something I want to talk about. The so the Sonic movie. First of all, we didn't even talk about the Sonic movie yet.
Horrible.
So everybody's seen the trailer, right? I'm assuming it's been.
I didn't even watch the trailer.
You haven't?
Yes. Nope. I've heard enough that it doesn't matter.
The trailer is in the Discord right now. If you'd like to watch that one, we're just kind of breezing.
No, I don't want to.
That's okay. I like sanity.
It'll ruin him for me.
Wow. See, and that really shows a lot when people
they
just
did a
straight
stupid job designing Sonic. It doesn't look anything like him.
Everyone knows Sonic has a one eyeball, 2 pupils. Everyone knows it.
It's funny because it's true.
But the bigger thing,
and then
go ahead.
No, that's what I think is what you were gonna say.
Yeah. So the bigger thing
guy came out
is that they're gonna redo it. They're like, we're gonna redesign them. The movie comes out in 6 months or so, right? You're gonna redo this entire movie. Well, not the entire movie, but Sonic specifically in 6 months. Like, people are actually genuinely worried about a crunch. Like that.
If they want to make, especially it being a game movie, and they want to make money, if it's not done correct, no one will go. Just like the Assassin's Creed movie. Oh my God.
Hey, I like the Assassin's Creed movie. It was campy and terrible, and it had Michael Fassbender.
Yeah, Fassbender.
It's just blue and brown.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like any game movies, hasn't been very many that were decent. So even Tomb Raider, I heard, wasn't even good, but I haven't watched it. But
Tomb Raider was fun if you didn't watch it as a game movie. If you just watched it
as
an
adventure. Yeah. I haven't seen it yet, but from what I've heard, it's compared to the game, it's just not.
It's not the same thing.
Yeah.
It's inspired by. Now, one of my favorite, not because it's good, is Silent Hill. That movie is I love the aesthetic of the different scenes, the mist, the rust, the sound. It's fantastic. I would put it on for us to watch.
Is that the guy with the triangle face?
Yeah, Pyramid Head.
Yes.
Pyramid Head. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Then I have seen it a while ago.
That movie I didn't watch as a video game movie. Like, when Silent Hill came on, I was just like, this is a fucking cool movie. I knew it was a video game, but I didn't see it in that light.
A horror jumper type, like thriller.
I like that one.
But I love it.
Creepy.
I hate horror games, but I can watch people play them all day long, and I love them. I love to watch them, but
I don't watch anyone play them either.
I can't play them. I freeze up. I freeze up. First zombie in Resident Evil. I'm like, nope. I'm gonna go play something else.
I'm done.
I used to fall asleep watching people on Twitch play Outlast. That's how I fell asleep when I was in grad school.
No. I could watch that game totally fine. Anyone. I tried to play it with Tiffany, and we got 10 minutes in. I was like, I can't do this. I cannot do this. But when she started playing it, I could just watch it like no problem. Once I'm out of control, I'm like, oh, that scared you? What a bitch.
That's exactly how it is. It's like, when you're in it, you're the one making the decisions. You decide where you're going, and if that guy
guess we're gonna die. Sorry.
That's like when you had me play God dang it, what's his name? The creepy tall guy. The white face.
Slenderman?
God, made me play for the first time when he was sitting next to me. It was so terrifying for me, but he was just laughing over there. Oh my God, that was so horrifying. And we turned all the lights off while we were doing it. Oh my God, that was awesome.
God.
That was funny.
I was playing Silent Hill 2, the remake. Silent Hill 2 is arguably 2 and 3 are considered the best ones out of the bunch.
Yeah.
For as far as writing and things.
I never played any of them.
I was playing 2 and I was so creeped out because the atmosphere was so cool. And then I walked past a sign and it's written in Comic Sans. And I just about shit myself.
Welcome to MS Paint.
Oh no! Wow.
That font is so spooky. Oh God.
Sorry, tangents.
Yeah.
Off we go.
Funny. It's all.
Hey man, we're off and away. Hey man, bearded my dude.
What's up?
Hi man.
What's up, man?
So
Hi.
I know we've been talking for like 45 minutes, but man, it's been a while. How are you?
I'm good, man. You know, work's been keeping busy for sure.
Because you know we've been chatting in text, but I just we haven't talked in a while. Yeah, what kind of games have you been playing lately, if any, rather?
I was gonna say, if any. Now and then, whenever I do hop on.
Hero games.
Huh?
No, I'm just kidding.
What? Usually it's like Subnautica or something like that. Something where I can put a little bit of time. I can't do anything really story depth wise. It seems, you know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of time for that. But
Well, with that, what was it? When we started our one-on-one series, Bearded and I are going to be doing a Metal Gear Solid
Nice.
set. Because man, okay, so to put it into
schedule
put
that,
it-
Jack.
to put it into
I'm gonna
context,
lose my mind.
Bearded, he was streaming on Twitch at one point. I don't know if you still have plans to. I'm just gonna act like you're just non-existent, I guess. But he would stream all the Metal Gears in a row. We would just be like me, him, like maybe like one other guy or something. But like we would just play through all the Metal Gears all in one sitting, or you know throughout a couple days, and we would just rip apart the story, and it's so obnoxious and like way too in depth. Like I think we know literally everything about that game, and it's surprising because when you try to explain Metal Gear to anybody, they're just like, "What
It's
the?
impossible. Yeah.
What the?
That's
fuck
what I
are you
can't
talking
wait for.
about?"
I know nothing about it, and when you guys have the series, start on game 1, move on.
Well, the worst part is like
That's
my
not
fiance
gonna
asked me about. My fiance asked me about it. I was like, I want to explain to you. This is like my favorite game, and she's like, okay, explain. And I was like,
Oh no!
We
Oh,
don't have 4
memes.
hours to talk about this.
Just go over to the wiki and throw your hands up.
Well, the thing is, I couldn't even like really go in depth because it was getting lost to me. It's like, okay, so there's this guy, right? And then this stuff happens, and then I'd backtrack. Oh, wait, you don't know that part yet because this didn't happen yet.
Right,
but
because
there's
stuff does
signs of this, and it was
Fox die. Sorry,
just nanomachines. Just blame it all on nanomachines.
nanomachines and the memes. I was
can't
going through clips the other day, and I was posting them in our personal Discord, and man, like we were pretty hard into streaming about 3 years ago, and that's
So
ancient
crazy.
times now. Like I don't
Yeah.
even remember the last time I streamed, and man,
Yeah.
like I was looking at clips that when we played like golf with friends, and then a couple of them on Bearded's
God.
channel were from Metal Gear, and I was like, man, we've been doing this for so long. And I'm glad that we're starting this podcast finally, is because you know this is basically shit that we've been talking about for years and years. Like, hey, we should really start something, this and that. And I'm glad we're getting something off the ground finally, and now
Yep.
we're getting Bearded back into the game.
Yeah.
It's really neat.
Old beardo.
Feels
Just
nice.
sorry, I'm just
Feels
so
nice.
emotional. This is episode 3, and I
I'm
just
so god, I'm
I fucking
cry.
love you
guys. Oh my goodness. Oh.
no, but it's really good. I appreciate you guys.
Hey,
Oh, they're good members.
dude, it's been a long time. Shit. I mean, it started out me and you just starting YouTube, and then you put
Okay.
something on.
Let me
Oh god.
Let me run through
yeah,
this.
go into it.
Let me
go
run
into
through
it.
this.
Go ahead.
So, sorry, Gelf, if you have anything, just butt in. I'm just gonna keep rambling. I'm just gonna explain the way that we met Bearded. okay.
Okay, go right.
Okay.
I'd
So
like to hear it.
the year is 20
Right, 2012.
13. I was gonna say 12,
Yeah,
13, maybe. I was gonna say
Yeah.
maybe 13, maybe 2013. And Cody and I started Console Required as a joint thing. We were gonna that was gonna be our YouTube start, kind of getting into it. And at first it was gonna be like Controller Required, but the R wouldn't fit in controller, so it was controller required. And I was like, fuck. So we gotta think of something else. So Console Required, I was like, oh, it's not taken, cool. And then our schedules just got mixed up because we were moving back and forth. Like we lived together, and then I moved away, and then it just didn't work out. So I kind of carried the Console Required name with me, and before that, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. We were like, we need another person to like chat with and play with. Maybe we can get someone that's really cool. And like it was a fucking shot in the dark. Like
Yeah.
you go out to an empty field, the barn is 6 miles away, and you just have a flintlock pistol. and you're just like, I'm just gonna fire. I close my eyes and it's pitch black out. I'm just gonna close my eyes and shoot. And so we're looking around at like these forums, like, and a lot of the people were like, hey gamers, let's play some YouTube. And it's like, we gotta find someone who's a little more of our speed kind of thing. And I was like, and this is the shot in the dark here. I'm gonna go on Craigslist and just make a post. Let me finish.
Oh my god!
I was like, hey,
it wasn't male for male.
And so I put up my post saying, hey, me and my buddy just started this channel. Console required. We're looking for another person. If you'd like to join, we're gonna do video gaming stuff. Typical 2013 gaming stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll get this reply back after like a week. I was like, there was like, just nothing. Like, we're like, fuck it. We threw our line in and we didn't grab anything because we didn't know what we were doing. And
well, can I get my part?
Yeah. Go ahead.
So whenever they had sent that out, I had just built my first PC. I had no idea what the hell I was doing. It worked, so something went right, And I'm on there and I'm like, okay, first game, what am I gonna look up? First game I ever got, what was it? Goat Simulator. I was like, it's on YouTube.
No.
Oh yeah, Goat Simulator. YouTube.
Yeah, it was that era of YouTube.
Yeah, that era. And I quickly found out, I need someone to play with or something. Otherwise, I just bought this thing for nothing. But like I said, small town. There's nobody else around here who really plays the games or anything. So I'm like, how can I get a hold of people out there in the world outside of this little town that plays on PC? Craigslist. Craigslist always has the answers in 2013.
This is the first time you've ever used it in your life, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh my god.
That's
and so
amazing.
I get an email. That was like a reply, an email through Craigslist. And it was just something like, hey, like, I can't remember what it was specifically what you said, but because, I was getting a lot of like robot replies.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wow, this one actually looks like a human being. And so we're like, yeah, we'll just chat with him and see what's up. And then, like, that's how we met Bearded. Our one time in our life that I've ever used Craigslist, and his one time that he's ever used Craigslist at the exact same week. Like, and we've been buddies since then. And it's just only getting better. But it was like, oh my god, like, if I didn't send that out, we wouldn't have Bearded today. Like, if we just wouldn't.
No, it's crazy.
Blows my mind.
It
was insane.
I fixed your tie at your wedding.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Good
that's
friends.
big. Yeah. Appreciate it.
That's
the wedding we went to.
insane,
So crazy.
It isn't it? It's
Of all
so
the random
weird.
things to line up, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really cool.
In one
And the weirder thing is meeting online friends. It's different because you know them, but you don't know them.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, hey, Beardy, you want to come to my wedding? Blah, blah, joking. He's like, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
all right. Fucking dude shows
wait,
up.
for real? Oh shit.
Yeah, he knocks on my door. I'm like, and he's fucking tall. I'm 6'1", and I'm like, oh, you're tall.
That actually happened at my wedding too. We held it here in Texas, and I sent the invitations out to people that I've been gaming with for 12, 15 years. And I said, I know it's in Texas. I know you guys are going to have to travel a little bit, but here's the information. Here's where it's going to be. I'd love to see you there. And it was so cool because only the people who wanted to be there made the trip. We had 2 tables. It was 2 tables set up just for people who had come from my grad school and had come from my gaming communities to be there at the wedding with me.
That's awesome.
And it was the best thing. Like, if for some reason I have to get married again, God forbid, no, I'm never doing it again because it was too perfect the first time. Like
Yeah,
when you've got your online friends who are willing to travel however many hundreds of miles to come see you, despite the fact that you maybe we make the extra effort to see each other in person at least once a year. But that was above and beyond. It was fantastic.
Yeah, it definitely shows friendship. Like it's that's real friendship.
Yeah,
crazy.
God, I just was like,
Yeah.
Bearded just shows up one day. I'm like, hi.
Hey.
Yeah.
How's it going?
So
I mean,
crazy.
you just
Oh,
talk to them like they're, you've known them forever, and that's just how it was. Just, hey man, like how's it going?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like Mike. First time I met Mike in person.
Yeah, that was a cool thing. Bearded. I didn't realize yesterday because it was Mike's wedding was yesterday. That when we got there, I was like, oh shit! Like Cody has never met Mike, and he's known him.
Yeah.
They've lived in the same area, 45 minutes away, 50 minutes away,
Yeah.
for years, and they've never met each
Yeah.
other. And I was just like, oh, that's so cool. But like, I was like, oh,
Played games
now you
together
kind of
several times.
now
Yeah.
you kind of get why me and Mike get along so well. Is because we're both fucking
Yes,
super
100%.
nerdy
Oh, crap, when you were-
metalheads.
Yeah, Brandon requested this heavy metal song, and then it's like, and then it's playing, and Mike, I just hear Mike start. I see him jamming, and then I just hear him yell the first lyrics. It was so perfect, and we were at tables. It was so perfect.
We were.
Man, that was
the
so
night
good.
was kind of filtering out, and the DJ was like, "Hey, if you guys want to request anything, just come up here." And there was like maybe 10 of us left, because I was waiting for everyone to filter out so I can help clean up afterwards. And I was like, "I'm gonna play the heaviest shit to maybe make people leave." So I went to the DJ, and it was like, "Hey, do you know this and this?" And he's like, "Yeah, I can get it. Take like 2 seconds." I was like, "All right." Now, I mean, it was like we played some heavy Metallica, and then we played some like Amon Amarth for people who know, and I was just like, it was wonderful because I would just slowly turn around to my cousin and I just point at him, and he just like he just
it
points
was
back,
awesome.
just like yeah.
I do have
It
a
was-
question.
Sure.
How was the penguin?
Oh, he's a
Oh my
oh
God.
my gosh! Okay, so Gelf, my cousin had a penguin walk down. It was like their ring bearer essentially. It was a little penguin. It cost
It was so
$5,000.
Expensive.
Because it's a penguin.
It was adorable, and it was it just waddled down the little way. They had to replace the penguin because the original one was just fucking off too much. It would like walk down the aisle and like, oh, what's over here? They said it's like herding around a 2-year-old. It was kind of funny. But
A baby
I
penguin.
I have a
Yes.
video of it. I'll put it on Twitter after this.
No, my fiance and I were fixing to get married, and I saw that. I was like, that son of a... I want a damn penguin now.
Oh,
Dude,
I,
we
I
gotta
don't,
pet it.
I don't want a
Oh.
nice penguin. I want a dickheaded penguin that run around and bite people. Because, I mean, that is such a cool
You want a
story. You know
penguin
what I
with
mean?
a
Want
dick on its
some, a
head?
bird
It's a
that's gonna
one-
bite you.
one-time
get a
thing.
goose.
Yeah,
Get a fucking goose.
I mean, you got a scar.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
goose.
And-
Yeah.
That little kid. Get out of here, Goose. I'm gonna come get you.
Yeah.
The options were. I'm sorry, Bearded. Am I cutting you off?
Oh, no, I was just going to say that'd be an awesome story. You know what I mean? You got a scar. How'd you get a scar? I went to Bearded's fucking wedding, dude.
I fought a penguin.
Yeah, penguin.
The options were a penguin, a porcupine, an albino alligator, crocodile. Can't remember what an alligator.
Alligator.
But it was too big, so they couldn't use the alligator. You can do a lemur, and I think there was another option, but I can't remember. But they chose a penguin over a lemur, which I
Yeah.
can't believe it. That thing would be
I
so
want the
dorky.
porcupine.
Those things are
penguin.
huge.
Yeah, it was awesome. There was an albino porcupine they had there, and it was cool shit. It was all white, even the quills and everything. It was so crazy.
Pretty cool.
I don't think I would do a porcupine, just personal choice, but
You just trip over it. Oh God.
They don't run at you; they run at the trainer. It's okay.
Also,
Give me the
I
fucking
learned that
ring,
they
you
run
little bastard.
backwards.
Chris,
So
face down.
Holy crap!
yeah, we got to pet kangaroos and stuff, and
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Cody got to watch one fight apparently.
No,
Or-
she talked about it.
Oh, she talked about it. That's what it was. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's like this this really jacked giant one, and he's 11 years old. He was the oldest one. There's these younger males, and one of them tried to puff up to him, and he punched him while he was laying down, and
Stupid
so
bitch.
he got up, and the big one puffed at him, and it usually is supposed to scare him away, and he punched him again. So he's like, okay, and so the big one grabbed him in a headlock. And then the other one, I guess they say he tapped out, but he ended up giving up and ran
Wait,
away.
what
after.
kind of animal is this?
The kangaroo.
You're shitting me.
They put him in a
No.
headlock to like assert dominance, and then they tap. Yeah, it's fucking. It's like some
And
MMA
and-
shit.
Yeah, and the one that fought the big one is literally half his size, and he was like, "Oh, I'm definitely alpha, bro," and he just got whooped. It was like
He
no
was
time. It
huge.
fun.
He was much bigger
yeah,
than
it
all
was
of them.
it was great.
That's insane.
Yeah, there was a baby kangaroo there too. It was like, you can't touch the baby
Oh,
or the
the
mom.
roof.
they walk. They keep them away. The Joey is what
Yeah, the Joeys.
it's
that's what
pretty
it was.
cool.
And,
They said they start out they get born as a size of a jelly bean, and then they crawl. They somehow make it into the pouch, and then they're blind at the same time, and they don't have their back legs. And then so in the pouch, they grow their back legs, and they grow their eyes, and then they somehow come out as a fucking kangaroo.
I was making a joke.
Welcome to the wonderful world of
nature. Holy shit!
I was making a joke that like the kangaroo like gives birth and then picks up a rock on accident.
Picks up a rock.
Just jumps away. It's like, why is it my baby grown? It's just a pebble.
Oh no!
God damn it. Yeah, we'll touch up on some more zoo stuff real quick. It's about an hour, so we'll wrap up. But there was one. It was the lorikeets, where you get this little cup of nectar, and as soon as you go in, all these they're bigger. They're like maybe twice, 3 times as big as like a parakeet. They have like the colors of like a parrot, and they're fucking awesome. They're really mean.
They look cool, but I hate them.
You hold this little cup out, and like birds just flock onto you, and they just
my God.
They fight over the cup because they're assholes. But yeah, they sit there and like lick the little nectar out of the cup, and they screech at you, and it's awfully loud. But they're so cool.
I hated every bit of it. I had 3 of them on me at one time, and they wouldn't leave me the hell alone, and I hated every bit of it. Apparently, I don't like birds. I've learned.
I think birds are great.
I disliked it.
Anyway, you guys got any closing words? You guys want to tell one more story? Get it out of the way, or?
What kind of story do you want to hear?
Well, if
I want to hear something from Bearded.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a story from yesterday that little children, common sense that you're like, oh, that's common sense. You explain some of that to children. I found that out yesterday. I
have a child.
Son,
yes.
Yes. My son, he's 7 years old, and I just hear, I can't see him, but I just hear from him. Why are they crawling on me? You know what I mean? And I look. He's standing in the middle of an ant pile, and he stomps it. And he says it again. Why are they crawling on me? I didn't do anything to them. I grab him out of there, and I say, son, they're ants. They don't care if you did something or not.
You're stepping on their home. You did do something.
Yes, you have to move.
But it's funny, these simple things that you're like.
That's so funny.
I thought you knew that. Well, no, I'm 7. Oh, okay, that's right. That's right.
Oh, yeah, you're a growing child.
I'm getting soaked, and it's raining outside. We'll move. Why doesn't the rain just stop? I
didn't do anything to it.
The best one, me and my buddy actually kind of shared the same experience. His boy comes in there. It's like 4 a.m, His boy comes in there crying, and he says, Dad, I'm tired. And the dad's like, go to bed. It's 4 a.m. You know what I mean? Just simple things like that you're like,
I feel like I'm about to die.
You'll remember. Those are the ones that you'll remember, though. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And this is why I don't have children and never will.
But it does
explain comments.
It does get to a point, like with our daughter. She's starting to ask questions that are just like, oh, I've never thought of that. I don't know. And I'm kind of going through this thing where, she's gotten to a point where she realizes that dad and mom don't know everything, which is good. I want her to know that because I don't want him to think like, oh, well, it is this way because I said so. Well, I go, oh, I don't know. Let's look it up. And so I immediately go to Google. And so now she's like, hey, like, why does this happen? I'm like, well, I don't know. And she's like, well, you want to look it up? I'm like, yeah. Why does this bug crawl backwards and also upside down on the third moon of a Sunday? And I'm like, cool. That sounds great. I'd just figure it out.
Third moon of a Sunday.
It sounds like a weird law in like Louisiana or something.
Yeah. Don't touch this bug on the third moon on a Sunday, okay?
I gotta catch that from the last one about the weird laws. You know what I mean? Those are pretty funny.
Oh yeah, that was pretty good.
That was good.
I think
there's a million of them.
No, I can't remember. I think there was one in New Mexico. I think it was like, I don't know if you consider it racist. I hope not.
Oh God, I hope not.
I think it said you can shoot an Indian if you're in a covered wagon still. Or something like that. And I was like, what the?
Oh my God!
I am not coming to your wedding. I am so sorry.
Is this the after party? What's happening?
We're not having any covered wagons at our wedding. Okay.
Okay, good. Okay.
God.
That's the trick.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
They're
good part
uncovered.
Indian. I don't believe you. Sorry. All right, let's go ahead and wrap up. It's we're bleeding into an hour 5 right now.
That's good.
I do want to say, since the last podcast, we are now on, I've already forgotten, we're working our way onto Spotify, but it's taking a couple days, and we're on SoundCloud right now, so it'd be soundcloud.com/console required. I'll have the links underneath the videos, and once we get up on Spotify, I'll announce it on Twitter, but it's been like, what, 2 or 3 days already. I actually haven't even checked it today, so I should probably, pay attention to the shit that I'm trying to, pimp out. I'm actually curious. I'm gonna look it up. Well, Spotify's gonna take a million years to do it. So anyway, we'll wrap up. Yeah. So if you wanna,
can I say something before real quick?
You sure can.
I just wanted to say this was great. I had a really good time.
It's fun when you're actually on it.
It's super fun. Yeah.
No kidding.
I mean, it's been a while since we all talked and everything like that, and this was really fun. I really enjoyed myself. Thank you,
Heck
guys.
yeah, man.
For having me on here.
And it was awesome meeting you, Bearded, for in verbally,
Right.
instead of just typing.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, I can't remember okay, sorry. Let's we'll just wrap it up. I will talk forever. So
Next
thanks.
time on Console Required. Or podcast required. Shit, what's the name?
Yikes! Big yikes!
Required podcast. Oh no!
Oh.
All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Check out these lovely people. All their links are going to be down under the videos, every single video. We'll be back next Sunday. Keep an eye out for new episodes of new shows and stuff. Yeah. All right.
Bye.
Bye.